Here's my ultimate question, and it's a big question. We have lots to discuss about. Who are the real winners, though?
Okay.
In this year's trade deadline, not just the day, not the day of the deadline, but like, look, for at least the last week or two, like
last week. Okay.
There's a lot of teams here that I consider winners, but let's go around the table here because there's lots to talk about in this particular subject.
Okay. Fuck the Leafs.
Can we start with the losers? Can we start with the losers?
Whatever.
Okay, go for it.
What do you want to start?
Because
start with the losers if you want.
Because Chicago, I thought that was pretty shitty what they got.
Oh, man.
But bigger today, especially with what happened today, we're talking about trade deadline day. Fucking Pittsburgh, they got older. They didn't get anything very good.
Okay.
I just don't know why the hell they went after some of these players.
Granlund, well, Bonino, it's because he won with them twice. It's bringing back that experience. It's dude. Sometimes, man, just bringing back that one player that could provide that same spark from when you won. Like, I mean, I don't necessarily blame them for doing that, but I could see your point on Pittsburgh getting older. I mean, they brought in Granlund. Okay, yeah, like he's not old, but like he's not like in his prime when he was with Nashville. Who else?
To me, Bonino, like, bravo, you can win a handful of faceoffs, but you know who he makes me think of right off the top of my head is like Dwight King. It's like bringing in a Steve Ott or Dwight King. Like, what are you doing?
Best trade deadline ever.
Yeah, it was. Look, those to me, I thought you could get more for Patrick Kane. I thought that obviously he wanted to go to New York, so Chicago was a little bit hard pressed. But that's a perfect example as to what we're talking about with Kent Hughes. Rangers, you don't want to give enough? Well, fuck you. You're not getting him.
Well, dude,
you're not giving us the first round pick.
I mean,
I
don't know, Chris. I'm gonna have to slightly disagree with you, and I get why you're saying Kane is a first round pick. Absolutely,
first overall too.
Look, he is a first overall pick. That is true. In 2006? Anyways, look, dude, Chicago this year, 2 first round picks, 4 second round picks. Like they're stacked with picks this year. Stacked.
Go get another first round pick. You don't need another second round. Go get another first round. Trade them. Push.
Well, but you got to think about it too. Like their chances are they're going to draft within the top 3, right? They're gonna have that star player. Their other first round pick is Tampa Bay's. So
I understand. So that's the end of the first round. Look what they did. Look what they did in getting Patrick Kane first overall and Jonathan Toews. What was he, like 14, 15, anywhere between 10 to 15?
No, he was the draft after. I think he was 3.
No, it was the same draft. It was the same draft. Patrick Kane.
Stand by. Keep talking. I'm going to do research on this.
Patrick Kane and Jonathan Toews were the same year, and I believe that Toews went anywhere between 10 to 15 or 16th. Anyways, I can't remember perfectly, but that's what you want. I know they'll have the luxury of maybe trading multiple picks to go to go downward in the draft. But again, I'm just making the simple argument that a first round pick, no matter what year, is always going to be worth more than a second round pick.
It was 3rd overall. He was 3rd overall. I was right.
Toews?
3rd, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so it was 1st and 3rd. Oh, what the fuck was I thinking?
In 2006, and hold on, Kane was...
That's insanity.
No, Kane was 1st in 2007.
Okay.
So...
Okay.
You know what? So...
What am I thinking then?
Maybe the Sedin twins. I don't know. Okay. What are your thoughts on St. Louis, a non-playoff team, in terms of making trades? I think they won.
Yeah.
As far as them being a non-playoff team, they have the 3 first round picks, Chris, that you really wanted Chicago to get.
There you go.
And you know what?
They gave up less.
They gave up less, but trading Tarasenko and then trading Ryan O'Reilly.
Yeah, I would agree. St. Louis would be definitely up there as one of the winners. It's not my top winner. I have others, but they definitely done well for himself as a non-playoff team.
All right. So who are your winners then, Joe?
My winners, I hate to say it, I think Bruins are one of them. I really think
Larkin, baby.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I think they make Larkin for players they need.
Tyler Bertuzzi.
Bertuzzi.
I think
Fuck, they're
got
gonna be
players
good,
they
man.
need.
Larkin
will help them.
Larkin was crying when he left.
Larkin signed though, right? Fucking
Yeah,
what
I
is
know.
it?
But Dylan Larkin was crying.
That was also a very good contract, by the way, for Larkin. Anyways,
Well, who else did Boston get? They
They
got
got Hathaway, right?
yeah, they got Hathaway and
Orlov.
yeah,
Orlov from
that's the other one.
Washington.
From Washington,
Yeah,
yeah.
which
Yeah.
I think it's going to help them because that's something
Dude.
they needed from their team. So they were a winner to me. I really liked. I'm not going to say they're a big winner, but I really think a perfect fit for what the Oilers needed was Ekholm. So I think that was
oh fuck, man. Though I never thought they would take his contract.
No, I didn't, but I've always liked Ekholm as a player, and I thought they did well. I gotta say, New York went all in. So
Dude.
when I think of a team that goes all
my
in, they gotta
God.
be winners. They're going for the cup.
Oh my God, man.
They could have paid more for Kane, like you guys said. Well, he's getting older, but I don't think they completely kill themselves. So those are some of the big winners for me.
Okay, interesting.
I
And
do
what-
have a loser though when we get to that.
Well,
that
let's
portion
just
of the big one.
speak your mind.
Canucks were one of the biggest losers for me today. I did not like that deal they made with Detroit. I thought they overplayed for Hronek. I don't see how he's worth the first and the second that they got. I was like completely baffled. You have Brock Besser that has been kind of wanting out.
Yeah,
and they need to kind of rebuild with this. They don't even trade him. I don't know what the hell they were doing. I think they were one of the biggest losers.
Same thing with the JT Miller. This thing that they signed
with JT Miller. That's right. And I hate to throw him in there, guys. And again, it's not because of Hughes. I think Montreal has to be a loser on this. Maybe not the biggest. It's because they couldn't do anything.
Circumstantial.
It's not their fault, but they couldn't do anything. But they had the
hand they were
potential
dealt.
Fine.
But because of injuries, they couldn't.
And Joey, you brought up a team that instantaneously reminded me this week. On the whole, Nashville. They got a shit ton of picks. Who's the player that they traded earlier on in the week? Yeah, what the hell? What the hell? It was like
overpaid.
Yeah, but that
Tampa overpaid for it.
But that's an arrogant move by Julien Brisebois. At least I think. Just giving out fucking draft picks like giving out free candy at Halloween.
They don't care for the picks. It's going to come back just like Chicago.
100% it's going to come back to haunt them. But do they really think that Tampa Bay could fucking win it all again?
I think they can.
I don't know. I think look, they played so much hockey within the past 2-3 seasons. Man, I don't want to. I hate saying that Toronto might be winners in this trade too.
No,
but chances are they're facing Tampa Bay, and
I think Toronto wins it this year.
Fuck me for saying
Tampa,
this.
Shut the fuck up.
No,
not the cup. Between Tampa and Toronto, I think which is going to happen.
Yeah,
I think Toronto's going to take it.
I think they
Tampa's going to win.
I hope to God you're right, man. I don't want to see Toronto get past the first round.
They're not going to get past.
God damn, them getting Ryan O'Reilly and then Luke Shen and who else did they get? Jake McCabe.
They picked up a depth, which is what they've always needed.
They traded Sandin away. They got a first round pick in return. Yeah. Honestly, though, like even if Boston were to win the cup, that's painful to say. If Toronto goes out in the first round after picking up all of these players, I swear to God, I'm gonna have TSN on the whole fucking first part of like. That's gonna be the most rewarding feeling to see the Leafs who went all in and then some lose again. That would be biblical.
TSN is convinced that they're. Why the fuck do we keep echoing?
Because we're great.
No, TSN is convinced that they're gonna go far in these playoffs to the point where like they could win the cup.
That fat fuck.
Fuck him. Oh, fucking old dog. Although he was funny. He was funny today though on TSN. But I was watching Trade Center, but.
He's good, but he's too fucking. He's
too biased. He's way too biased.
A Leafs dick in his mouth, fucking way too much all the time.
I should ask you guys, what did you guys think of Florida just standing pat? And I asked because they have their first.
Good.
They don't seem convinced to make playoffs, so
They're
Good.
good with what they got, so that's good.
Excellent.
Okay, Washington's giving up.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
It's
But
okay.
whatever.
They still have Ovechkin.
But Ottawa,
Yeah.
is taking that place. I'm not gonna say they were a big winner to Ottawa, but I like their trade for Chychrun.
You know who I
that
think?
correctly.
You know who
Yeah.
I think has to have an L next to their name, and they're a playoff team? Seattle.
Yes,
They did fuck all. That I'm very surprised.
but as a whole, Sam, I think the Western Conference are winners because the East is so loaded. Nobody to me besides Bruins or Rangers, even or Toronto, I'm sorry to say, have a freaking chance.
Look,
Hurricanes,
I
Tampa.
dude,
I don't know, man. I find there's not as much parity. I don't know about Carolina.
Oh no way, man!
Yes, you're right. The way they're playing,
the Metropolitan Division is way too fucking strong.
But teams that stand pat like Seattle, yeah, I'll give them a loss. But you know what? The West didn't do much at all. So anybody can kind of take that spot.
But this is what I'm saying. Like they're in the Pacific Division with Los Angeles and Vegas right now. Vegas, aside from getting Jonathan Quick, who else did they get?
But nobody did anything. Nothing.
But this is what I'm saying. If they would have done something, they could have that upper hand on these teams.
But you can also say that for every other team. Nobody did anything.
Well, no, that's not true. Well, let's stay in the East. Well, no, that's not true. Dallas, besides Dandanoff, they want to get Max Domi.
Domi,
who else? I understand.
Yeah.
But they got depth players, but these are good depth players to have. Minnesota, they made a couple of acquisitions too. Colorado, they're just waiting for Landeskog to come back and McCarr to be 100% healthy, but they want to get Lars Eller at center. The Stanley Cup champion.
You're right. I just think as a whole, I don't think the West did not even close to the
No,
East.
they didn't. No. You're totally right. But that's my point is that at least Vegas did a little something. I don't know if Los Angeles did something. The three teams in the Central Division, you talk about Dallas, Minnesota, Colorado, they did something, whether it's minimum. Seattle
did a lot. Dallas did a lot.
Superstar.
Yeah. Say that again.
I said Seattle did get Magna from San Jose, superstar.
Yeah.
I'm joking. That was literally they did nothing.
You know, that was
the only trade they did.
Like Calgary. Calgary, are they making a playoff push? Like, what are they doing?
They look like they're giving up.
No, they're a loser as well. They didn't do anything really.
You know, Winnipeg. I mean, Cole Perfetti got injured, so they brought in a couple of acquisitions too.
Yeah, looking at the standings too, Calgary is about 5 points behind Winnipeg in the second wild card spot. I think Edmonton is going to pick it up. I think Winnipeg is going to pick it up. I think Seattle's going to slide down to Seattle might slide down.
Oh, Winnipeg picked up Nemestikov and Niederreiter.
That's great depth. That's really good.
That is depth. So Sam, my Gustafson went to Toronto. I got to stop supporting him now.
Yeah, I know.
Well, Dallas, you know what, Sam? You've been calling this from the beginning of the year. Dallas really made, I think, out of all teams in the West, I think Dallas made the necessary push to really give them a competitive advantage over nearly every single team in that, like in the Western Conference.
I agree. And I hope they do well.
100%. But like right now, the Metropolitan Division is the division to beat.
Really?
I think so. I think they have I think they have a slight upper edge to the Atlantic Division.
I disagree. Boston, Toronto, Tampa Bay up against Carolina, New Jersey, and New York Rangers.
Jersey, man.
Look, you tell me New Jersey with Timo Meier. New Jersey with Timo Meier.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, but
I am absolutely.
Sam, I'm not convinced. Jersey doesn't convince me this year.
Okay,
you have the President's Trophy winners. You have Toronto, who made one of the best pushes. I have to say, it's the first time that we're going to compliment them. They made a really, really, really good push with the players and the acquisitions. They actually did get stronger for once. If their goaltending shits the bed, if their other defenders shit the bed, there's a possibility. But the firepower that they have up top is incredible. And then Tampa Bay, if they just shift into playoff mode and they compete, they could beat any one of those teams, New York Rangers included, New Jersey Devils, Carolina Hurricanes.
Just because Toronto felt a lot more respect in the fucking handshake line doesn't make them that much better.
I'm not talking about Toronto, but I'm talking about Boston, especially this year. Boston breaking records, and the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Just aside from Boston, just aside from Boston, Boston's the only one, the Atlantic, like it's their cup to lose this year. But I'm saying in the Metropolitan Division, like it's going to be all out war in that one, I feel. And that's why New York made those moves. You could argue, fine. You could argue that's why Toronto made all those moves too, to beat Tampa Bay. Toronto built their team to beat Tampa Bay. I don't think they're good enough to beat Boston.
Good.
But in the Metropolitan Division, it's anybody's game. And that's why it's going to be a lot more of a battle.
And all the ones you mentioned, Sam, Tampa, Toronto, Boston, and New York, I hope all of them lose. I don't know why.
I'm voting for the Rangers. Take Kreider out of the lineup.
Yeah.
And I'll be
you can't do that. If you're going for Rangers, means you're going for Kreider. That's an L in my. That's the biggest L of the deadline. Sam's going for the Rangers because of
I'll give you an elf to lick my. Anyways, dude. Joe, I understand you're not convinced New Jersey because of the lack of experience. Fine, fair. But man, they're a fast fucking team, dude. Like you can't count them out.
They are, but
we beat them. The Montreal Canadiens beat them.
Yeah, I mean, we beat New York, right? Didn't we beat New York one game?
I don't know if
yes, we did. I think on the road. I was pissed.
We beat the Edmonton Oilers. We beat the Edmonton Oilers on
exactly. It's
on whatchamacallit.
We beat Toronto, and you just said they made a big push. Whatever. It's just
fuck Toronto.
Yes, I get fuck Toronto. I'm just saying, but you're right, Sam. They are fast. They're a good team, New Jersey, but I don't know. I just think inexperience is going to get to them in this playoffs. But they have a good roster going forward for sure.
Remember what I said earlier on in the season? It's a young man's type of hockey.
Yeah, right now the Canadians are in daycare. They're like in the daycare mode. But we need them to get to college level, and then we're good to go.
I'll throw you guys a rhetorical question.
Where were the Devils a few years ago, Joey?
Dude, they're bottom of the fuck. They picked second overall.
And there's not much older at this point.
And again, I comes down to I'm happy we picked Caden Gooley, but Dawson Mercer, man, he was the forward I wanted when the Canadians were like 16th.
I remember you saying that, yeah.
So what if Ottawa makes the playoffs though?
That's fine. That means
it's Florida. Not fine.
That means Florida isn't, Sam. Think about it.
Exactly.
If Ottawa makes it, Florida is not. And I just saw your face. You're like, holy shit, Joey's right.
No,
I want you to make it now.
No, I did not make that face. Florida's not going to make it regardless.
And I'll flip it because I saw that face. You had that little shock for about half a second. Sam, if Ottawa makes it, that means Florida is not. It's a good thing. I don't care. Ottawa win, make it. They had their TSN turning point. They smashed the Wings in 2 back-to-back games. I think that's the turning point. Ottawa is going to make a big push.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. They're 4 points up.
That is the turning point.
How about the Islanders? What did they do?
Bo Horvat.
Besides him.
I mean, that was. I think that's big enough.
Yeah.
Okay, but it doesn't help that Barzal's injured too. Huh?
I'm not.
Yeah,
exactly.
Okay. Anything else? Do we have any other winners or losers?
No.
Leafs are always losers in my book. So even if they win Leafs.
Oh fuck!
They're always losers in my book. Even if they win trade deadline, they're still losers.